When you were a child, did you know you wanted to be a teacher?
Funny you should say this. Okay, funny you should say this. Until the 5th grade, I had no direction whatsoever. And then we had an itinerant science teacher. His name was Mr. Lanza. And he would visit the elementary school classes one at a time. And he would come into our class and show us the most amazing thing. I know you're going to cut this out, you're going to edit this out because I'm talking too much. But what he would do is this. He sent 2 of us out to the boys' room with a candle and a bar of soap. And he said, do this. He said, take the candle, light the candle, catch the soot on a glass plate that he gave us, and wipe the soot on your fingers. And then hold your hands underneath the water. Tell us what you see, and then take the soap and clean up. So naturally, we put the soot on the candle, on the glass plate, put it on our hands, put it under the water, and it didn't come off, right? What did I know about polar and non-polar in the 5th grade? 0, right? So we came back to the class, and we reported back to the class. And he explained to us why I couldn't get the soot off my hands, and why I could get the soot off my hands with the soap. It set me up for life. There I was. From then on, I had to be a science guy.
Why did you change your career?
One of the great philosophers of Western culture is Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra says, when you get to the fork in the road, take it. And at 2 times in my life, I changed the direction of my life because at the time, it was the right thing to do. I've been teaching for 14, 15 years, and I thought things could be different for myself. Went to chiropractic school, became a doctor. I was in practice for a period of time thereafter. At that particular point, I got acquainted to Wheatley. Guess what? Another fork in the road, right? So I came to the fork in the road, and I took it, and here I am. I'm approaching another fork in the road. I'm going to take that fork too. So every time a fork comes, look both ways.
What made you decide to retire? How do you know it is time to move to the next phase of your life?
Oh, that's a really hard question, Chelsea. That's a really hard question. Mrs. Doc has been retired for 2 years. I have a granddaughter, which I didn't have 2 years ago. And there are some things I need to do. Everybody's got this bucket list. I've got a bucket list. And there are so many things on this bucket list that I really, really need to do. And, tick, tick, clock is ticking. So I figured now is as good a time as any. Another fork in the road, right? That's what.
What are you doing, if anything, to prepare for your next phase?
Well, one of my signs in my room, which is not there, but it should be there, is that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. So I'm a planner. I like to look ahead. I like to plan. So I've been in touch with some colleges about some programs I'd like to be involved in. I've heard from one of them. I'll be interviewing there in a couple of weeks. And so there's that. Something very exciting also. I've never had the time, and I've always really wanted to get involved in a marathon or a half marathon. So I'm going to train for that as well. And me and Mrs. Doc, we got some travel to do. We're going to take a European Mediterranean cruise in October. Exciting, right? October, while you're in school. Mrs. Doc and I will be cruising the Mediterranean, and I'll be collecting sand off these Mediterranean beaches for my sand collection, which Taylor knows I have.
Yep.
How has your view on life changed throughout your lifetime?
Wow, you got a lot of time on your battery there.
Yep.
It's interesting. You start off your life being very idealistic. Thinking that things have got to be only a certain way because only one way is right. But as you go on, you realize there's practicalities that are involved. And if anything has changed in my viewpoint and during the course of my life, I've become a lot more practical in my decision making. So decisions are made more for the long run, not for the moment. Because when you're young, every decision is kind of like for now. At some point in your life, your decisions change. When you have children, when you start having a family, you stop thinking about you and you start thinking about them, for example. So that's a huge change. That certainly has changed my life. Having a granddaughter, better still.